first rule
The Entertainment Roundtable.
is you do not talk about
The Entertainment Roundtable.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
And I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Let's assume for a moment that you are a dishonest man.
Assume away.
Wonder Twin powers activate!
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
We've been on a lot of adventures together, but it seems like you haven't learned anything.
That's the fact, yeah!
Now, shall we begin?
It's time!
Hey, welcome into almost ridiculously early hour on a Saturday morning. If you're listening to one of the replays, it's a little different, obviously, than you're listening to us on Saturday afternoon or maybe Sunday afternoon on this Labor Day weekend. Welcome into it. I am Steve West in our brand new time on Saturday at 6 a.m. Good grief. Good morning. Jacob and I are used to it.
Yeah, we're up early all the time.
Because after all, we do a morning show each and every Monday through Friday. You might have heard of it. It's called The Guys. You make a lot of noise coming in here,
way
dude.
to be all loud.
Hi, Josh. Way to announce your entry there with authority.
Dramatic, of course.
Yeah, no kidding. Josh in at a very early hour. And David, you're up early as well.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, congratulations. And Jeff Myers.
Hey, buddy.
How are you doing, my man?
Fantastic. Just super fantastic.
Super fantastic?
If I were any better, there'd have to be two of me to contain
I
it.
understand. And on the phone, we got Ryan. How are you, my man?
I am doing excellent, Steve. How is everyone doing?
Oh, can't complain. Labor Day weekend, all kinds of stuff going on. Real quick, want to remind you can check us out in a couple of different ways. The Facebook page for the show, Whatever with Steve West. We're on Twitter as well.
Yeah, we are at 101 Roundtable.
So check us out, follow us there, and interact by all means. Anybody see any movies over this past week? I know you went to go see
The World's End.
The World's End.
You know, I didn't see that. I want to see that, but I've not seen any movies.
None movies?
I didn't see anything.
No movies?
I watched about half of the documentary, so I'm sorry, but that's about it.
Okay, we'll get half a review coming up here.
Well, I saw a movie. I just didn't see a movie in theaters. I saw Pain and Gain by Michael Bay.
I'm
sorry.
We'll talk about that here in a minute.
I am too.
Just to be kind of curious. Ryan, see anything in the theaters?
Negative, sir.
Nothing. All right.
Wow.
Into the top 10, the Woody Allen flick Blue Jasmine, 3.9 million, 14.5. Kick-Ass 2 making another 4.3 million, so just now over 22.5. Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, struggling to get to 50 million. Elysium, how this thing is still making money, I don't know. 6.9 million, 68.9 total. Your Next debuts to 7 million. It's the one, I would say probably really the one thriller that's out there. 7 million good, indifferent. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, I know it got a lot of good critical acclaim online in some of the reviews that I've read in the past, but I thought it would make just a little bit more money than that, though.
Yeah, debuting at number 6.
The horror films are done. They've run their course.
Yeah, and I don't think really people are into that until we start getting into October.
Yeah, well, they were into the last couple horror films that came out. But.
That's true.
What are you even talking about? Any horror fan worth their salt is ready anytime.
That's true.
Is this on your radar? You want to go see Your Next?
It is. I've got to carve out some time. I want to see that and The World's End, and it's
See, I do want to go see The World's End. Your Next? Yeah.
I hear it's a good one. I hear it's really good.
Okay.
I saw The Purge. That was my horror film this month.
Is that the one about the 12 hours where anything goes?
Yep. It was actually pretty entertaining.
The premise is interesting to me.
It got profoundly odd.
So you made the wrong call then, if that's the one that you chose. Good job.
You chose wrong.
Top 5, Planes, another
I'm
$8.5 million, 59.6 there. Here we go. Into The World's End, 8.7 million on its opening weekend. You gave a review. You said this was a solid 8, or what? It was 8.5.
Yeah, I would say 8 out of 10.
8.5, 8 to 8.5 out of 10 on this. You said of the 3 films that are in this kind of trilogy with this, Hot Fuzz, and Shaun of the Dead, you like this one second best, only 2.
Shaun of the Dead.
All right. Jacob, you went to go see it. Do you agree or do you disagree?
I loved this movie. Had so much fun watching it. It is hilarious. It's everything you'd expect from a Simon Pegg, Edgar Wright movie. If you've watched Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, it's pretty much, I mean, not say it's the same thing, but it's the same kind of movie. It's funny. The only thing I had that was kind of a negative, and it's a real slight thing, on the other two, with Shaun of the Dead, it's basically a zombie movie that's funny.
Sure.
Hot Fuzz is kind of a buddy cop movie that's funny. This one, they kind of try to put 2 movies together, and it kind of changes into the sci-fi part of the movie kind of abruptly. But other than that, I mean, that's like a very minor thing, you know.
I felt like they just transcended genres just enough to sate their hunger to do all of these different genres.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean,
was fine with what they did.
And the ending is fantastic. I mean, it's something you don't see coming. I mean, and it's hilarious, a fun ride. I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
So you're both in agreement on that?
I was wondering if it was a disappointing box office 11, but then I looked at Hot Fuzz.
8.7?
Hot Fuzz opened to 5 million, so
yeah,
I imagine it's just kind of one of those comedies that
goes
goes
on.
on.
I think as we've gone along, Simon Pegg has become a name that has become much more recognizable. Granted, he's been in the 2 Star Trek reboots, so I think that probably helped some. But comedy, it's not huge. I mean, Kick-Ass 2, which is supposed to be some sort of a comedy action kind of a mashup. I mean, we got We're the Millers, which made $13 million, 91.3. But I think really, when it comes to comedies, that's more the exception than the rule. We had the Adam Sandler film, which shot out to stardom, and now all of a sudden it just disappeared. Once it started to fall in the top 10, it dropped like a rock.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, it's been a summer and really a whole year where it's not really been a big comedy year.
No.
And so it's
not at all.
It's a good addition for the year.
I generally think that comedies do better in the wintertime anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Separating The World's End and We're the Millers at 4 and 2 is The Mortal Instruments, 9.3 million, 14.1. So 9.3 million over the weekend, made 14.1 million overall, having been released the previous Wednesday, or was it Thursday?
I think so.
Either way, yeah,
it's a rental.
It's whatever. And Lee Daniels, the Butler,
watching on FX.
Lee Daniels, the Butler, which appears to have the inside track on just about every single Oscar nomination, apparently, according to all the critics. 16.5 million, 51.8. Everyone that has seen it says that it's a fantastic film.
Not everyone. I forget who it was. I can't remember the actor's name, but he played. He was in the second and third Matrix movies. He was the guy that sort of like was seeing Neo's ex. Help me out here. You know what I'm talking about?
Morpheus?
No, he was.
Yeah, Morpheus. I'm sorry. He was seeing Morpheus. He was seeing. He was like in charge of Zion's defenses.
Oh, you mean Lawrence Fishburne?
No, it wasn't Lawrence Fishburne. It was another actor. He saw the Butler and he was like, "This is just pap."
Really?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Holy cow. Okay, so not everyone's enthralled with it, but I almost guarantee you, the Oscar board is going to love this film.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The question is over under 10 Oscar nominations for The Butler?
Under.
Is that you saying it by your personal meaning or by Hollywood's meaning? I mean, Hollywood is enthralled with films like this.
I think Hollywood will go for Elysium.
That's probably also true.
I doubt they will. Everyone was disappointed by that film.
Yeah, no.
I would say under 2. I mean, I think there's
if it's
also,
under, it's going to be just under.
Yeah,
it's going to be like
slightly.
8.
But I mean, there's also a lot of other movies in this same vein.
Yeah, and let's face it, we haven't gotten into the part where most of the people get their Oscar nominations from, and that's going to be coming up this fall and into the winter. So, but I still say this gets pretty good representation.
Probably
because
so,
this is the kind of film that they like. Coming out this weekend. Anybody have anything they want to go see?
Nope.
It's a disappointing week, guys.
I mean, for a holiday weekend, this is a weak lineup.
I'm thinking about going and catching up on some of the ones that I've just missed.
At this point in time, this is the perfect chance for you to go and check out things like The World's End. I mean, come on. Closed Circuit, which is already out. It actually opened up on Wednesday. Eric Banya and Jim Broadbent. This is where authorities in London try to sort out clues in the aftermath of an explosion in a busy market, and apparently it's, like Big Brother looking over your shoulder or something like that. Getaway, which stars Ethan Hawke, Selena Gomez, John Voight, about a former race car driver being pitted against the clock and a mysterious voice as he tries to save his kidnapped wife. There's one reason why I would like to see this film, and it would be the car chase.
Right.
Car chases, which I'm sure that there are a bunch of in there, just to see how well they're pulled off.
From what I've read online, it is just terrible.
But it's nothing about the plot interests me at all.
It's like so done.
One of the way they're selling this movie is because they say it's got the most edits ever in a film because they put cameras everywhere, like inside the car, outside, and just
That's
apparently
their
it's
biggest
just
selling point.
It
horrible.
stars Selena Gomez. I'll end it there.
Selling point for Jacob.
Jacob's
Otherwise, I have no interest.
I'm out.
Oh, really?
I'm out.
Oh, that's not a sell. That's a non-selling.
Yeah, that's a no. I don't want to go see.
But if you toss in Miley Cyrus, baby, he's got 2 tickets.
I'm flabbergasted because every time I go to the theater, I see another trailer that is just completely disappointing. I keep thinking, this is it. This is the bottom. I can't believe they even made this.
Well, and this has so many. I mean, we're talking about this is unoriginal. I mean, this has a little bit of Taken in it.
Mm-hmm.
This has some of Phone Booth in it. I mean, there's just so many different mashups of movies that are in this that it's the list could go on.
Gomez is caught right in the middle of it.
So is Ethan. I mean, I thought Ethan Hawke was a really, really good actor until he put himself into this thing. I mean, at least John Voight, pretty much all you got, I think, is his voice.
I honestly didn't know Ethan Hawke was still around.
Well, apparently he is.
Didn't see The Purge, huh?
No. Yeah, he was good in The Purge. I like that.
No, I didn't see that.
And then we got this thing, One Direction. This is us. This stars. They're a pop group. Is this right? Pop group, country group, pop group. Okay.
Yeah, they're huge,
I don't know.
guys.
I don't know pop music nowadays.
People are so disconnected at this
Anyway,
table.
apparently this is a behind-the-scenes look at their performances and lives.
I actually like.
This is going to make money because of 15-year-old girls who are slobbering, and I don't want to be in that theater until they disinfect it.
I'm keeping my mouth shut now. I like the behind-the-artist stories. I mean, obviously, I got roasted for Katy Perry's one.
But I mean,
at least
behind the artist of a terrible artist. I mean, they're not good.
Do you
music.
think that One Direction's terrible?
I don't like their music.
Okay, well, I'm glad you know who they are.
I've never
I
heard
know
of
who
them.
they are.
I've never heard
I
them.
don't really
so I don't know.
listen to them, but I just think it's interesting to look at behind the scenes.
Is it another boy band?
It's bad modern
kind of like
boy
a
band.
It's kind of like a Backstreet Boys.
You're not selling it.
I think they're a step above Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, but not much of a step.
Baby step.
The only boy band I ever really liked was Boyz II Men, because I think that they had some really, really good stuff back then. But New Kids on the Block,
oh gosh,
Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees. I can't even remember them all. I'm just thinking of the ones that go all the way back to when I was actually in pop radio.
We're losing
they were all
our
horrible.
female audience right now.
They're all horrible.
We just bashed the Backstreet Boys.
So, yeah.
I don't like it.
Out in limited release. If you're interested, again, check your local listings. Ensure it's being played near you. Afternoon Delight.
Great song.
That's got to be on the soundtrack,
Hopefully.
doesn't it? I Declare War. Instructions not included. The Lifeguard. This is the one starring Kristen Bell, which just continues to be out in limited release. Our Nixon, which apparently is a documentary. And
it does look interesting.
Does it?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of
I've read a couple of the kind of the premises of it. I haven't heard any.
I don't think I'm going to go to the theater to see it, but it's still.
I don't know whether you're going to find it around here anyway.
I don't like when people bash presidents, even if Nixon deserved it, but I don't know.
Well,
It'd be
here's the thing. To sit there and say that what Nixon did was all bad, I mean, Watergate, yeah, that was bad. Was his entire presidency all one Watergate? Yeah.
And I feel like this is just a negative.
It might be.
Trail, so.
And then there's a film called Passion starring Rachel McAdams and Numi Rapace. Is this, Ryan, do you know, a limited release film set to go into wide release?
I've heard about this film in the past. I'm not sure if it's set for wide release or not, though.
Is that the girl from the European Dragon Tattoo?
Yeah,
film?
and Prometheus.
Girl with the
bracket. Yeah, I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, and then Rachel McAdams, who appears to be in, like, every other film that comes out nowadays.
Yeah, she's awesome, so this film looks good.
All right, so there's your Labor Day weekend. As horrible as it appears to be.
That is a pretty bad. That's a pretty bad lineup.
Terrible lineup in my eyes.
Wow.
That's like a really bad lineup.
This
would be the week for like that indie breakout film to really make it happen.
This is a holiday weekend. And I understand we're at the end of summertime, but it's still a holiday weekend. It used to be that studios said, you know what, let's put out some heavy hitters at this time.
What would be a heavy hitter that's come out in the past? Would you know, Ryan? Is this
the past couple of years? I can't remember one.
Is Labor Day a good day for movies usually? Like, is that a...
I mean, I used to think it is, but apparently, according to this year, it looks awful.
Yeah, this is not a studio-targeted release date at all.
I think they probably stopped doing that when stores started putting out the huge Labor Day sales for like Christmas and whatnot.
No, I was about to say,
you know what? We're
most of the stores now are already putting out Christmas stuff.
Exactly. So
the decorations are going up. You can get your Christmas trees now.
Why
Folks,
put out anything?
It's Labor Day. We still got Halloween and Thanksgiving, and you heard of them, right?
I think
asking.
I think they want us to take a break. They've overloaded us with movies.
Yeah, now we're going to get overloaded with Christmas.
Yep.
All right. Next big film. I know critically, Gravity is starting to get some action. That's what, late September into October?
Actually, October 25th.
Okay, so we've got 2 months for that. Is there anything coming out in the next couple of months that might be worth its salt?
Riddick comes out in like a week.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
That's worth its salt?
I'm just saying that's
Was that like the 19th Riddick?
I know.
It's a recognizable name for film and Vin Diesel.
I didn't know Vin Diesel was still acting.
You know what? You just lay off my man Vin and my character Riddick.
That's right.
Okay?
Double all the new Need for what's those movies?
It's good,
Fast
pulpy
and Furious.
fun.
Fast and Furious.
I'm with
Yeah.
Jeff on this
So
one.
you're
excited
in
about the
you
Riddick.
can't wait for Chronicles. You can't wait for Riddick.
I mean, I'm not like chomping at the bit, but I'll see it. Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy them. I don't think that they're high art or anything, but I mean, it's like Conan in space, and I dig that stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm excited about it too.
It looks stupid.
Did you just wow me, Ryan?
Well, have you seen the other Riddicks?
Yeah, I own them.
They are terrible.
Serious? I saw the Chronicles of Riddick, and that was bad.
Yeah, there's
okay.
two-
All right, hold up. We might have just hit history here again. Josh and Ryan agreed on something.
And it's because Ryan's behind Jeff is behind the glass that now we disagree on things. Because when he was
Is that what it is?
when he was at the table, we agreed on a lot of things, and now that he's behind the glass, suddenly there's this separation. I just want to disagree with everything he says. Sorry, Jeff.
You're wrong.
It's a glass of hatred.
And you know, I bought a Terrence Malick film the other day, the one with Ben Affleck in it. It was terrible.
I haven't seen that one.
I tried to sit through it just for you.
Yeah, but was that because of Ben Affleck or was it because of Terrence Malick?
No, Ben Affleck's a good actor. I like Ben Affleck. But it had Rachel
I agree with
McAdams
Josh.
in it. It had Rachel McAdams in it and a couple other pretty known actors. But
There's
it was
that name again, Rachel McAdams.
It was
Pops up a lot
just it was
in
like a
bad movies.
screensaver. It was like watching a screensaver for 2 hours with narration.
Deliberate
I've done
pacing. We don't need it.
What was the name of that film?
I forget now. It's something about love. It was so unforgettable that I left to go shopping, came back, and it was still playing. It was like, that's Terrence Malick. It goes
By
on
the way,
forever.
speaking of forgetting, I totally forgot to put the Wolverine on my worst list last week.
Yeah, that was a terrible film.
We all forgot Wolverine.
It wasn't great. It wasn't. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah, I
it
wouldn't
just
put
kind
it
of
in.
laid there for me.
I liked it.
Yeah, I'd put it in.
I think
my
I gave it
middle of the
around.
road.
I think I gave it around a 7 when I reviewed it, telling everybody, you can wait until it comes out on DVD. If
I
you're
gave it
big into
like
the
a
X-Men,
3 or a 4 or something.
yeah, it was certain. But I will say this: it was better than Wolverine Origins.
The movie was To the Wonder by Terrence Malick.
To the Wonder. You haven't seen
Nothing
that
about
one?
love. Not even a little bit.
It was about love. The story was about
The
love.
plot line
But,
was.
but
it was
the
a
title had
lovely
nothing about
story.
love in it.
But getting back to the original point, the bombshell of this segment is that Ryan and Josh have actually agreed on something, and with that, we go to break. Welcome back into the show. Let this play for a couple of seconds here because coming out on DVD in just a little while, like Tuesday. The theme song to probably the worst made-for-TV movie of all time, Sharknado. It comes out on DVD on Tuesday. This is actually on the soundtrack. This is called The Ballad of Sharknado.
That's great.
I think this song is better than the movie.
Oh,
I can't
absolutely.
believe they produced a soundtrack.
I am buying that DVD. I am buying that DVD.
The entire soundtrack is performed by a guy named Quint.
Yeah.
You all know me. You know what I do for a living.
I'm Quint, and I sing The Ballad of Sharknado.
I'll get this fish for you.
That will be on his gravestone.
Yes, it will.
I sang the ballad of Sharknado.
Quint has passed away. He's best known and only known for singing The Ballad of Sharknado. All right, Jacob, we got a lot of stuff that we got to catch up on from last week. Because last week we did that special show because we were kicked off of Friday nights. Welcome to Friday Night High School Football, Pat Patrick. So we're going to catch up on some of the stuff we didn't talk about, and we continue to talk about this whole idea that Hollywood has no original ideas anymore. MGM apparently wants to do a remake of the Charlton Heston classic Ben-Hur.
Yeah, they.
Okay, no, that is
They do.
wicked cool if they do it right.
If they do it right.
Which
But
they're
why are
not.
we remaking such a classic?
Well, I mean,
That
they,
could be made pretty dang cool.
They have just emerged from bankruptcy. Off
did?
the back of MGM.
Oh wow, yeah.
Off the
So
backs of
they're going to come out
Skyfall
there.
and,
They're going to put out a big budget remake of a film that could become one of the biggest busts and put themselves right back into bankruptcy.
Yeah, I mean, they came out of bankruptcy off of the backs of Skyfall and The Hobbit, so they have now bought Ben-Hur. They've got, who is it?
Oh, wait, to play?
Sean Daniel and Joni Levin to produce it. That's all I have as far as who's anybody.
So we don't have any stars in
no,
this. Do we have an
yet.
idea when they want to try and get this thing out into theaters?
I think they should get Gerard Butler to pay the main character, Ben-Hur.
I don't see
That would
any.
be awesome.
I don't see any dates that they're looking at. So
Yeah, I know.
It's still pretty early. And
That's just the first thing that came to
I
mind.
think they've just bought the rights to it.
Oh, wait,
again.
look, it's Ben Affleck is actually playing.
Oh, hello. From Batman to Ben-Hur.
No, I heard it was Vin Diesel, actually.
Screw you.
They're all three going to be in it.
Yeah, really.
It's being directed by Terrence Malick, and it's just chariots for hours.
It's one gladiatorial match for 4 hours.
For 4 hours.
With one chariot race in the
The
middle.
sun glints off his blade.
With a lot of voiceover.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Disney going to the dark side. I'm not talking Star Wars on this one. Film entitled Escape from Tomorrow. Jacob, happiest place on earth? Me? No.
Well, this is kind of an interesting movie, and I'm kind of interested in how this is going to turn out. It was done by a guy named Randy Moore. Basically, the movie is about a middle-aged American husband and father of two who loses his job, but he keeps up his appearances. He takes his family on vacation. While he's there, he takes them to Disney World. While he's there, he becomes obsessed with a pair of French teenage girls and has paranoid obsessions and bizarre encounters and things like that. What's interesting, this was filmed in Disneyland, but doesn't have the permission of Disney. Disney has nothing to do with it.
I was about to say, there's no way in the world Disney is going to allow that.
Disney, I mean, it was filmed in the park. But
Sounds like the perfect family
Disney
film.
didn't approve it,
Not.
and so
Yeah.
it's coming out on video on demand on October
How are they
11th.
getting away with this?
Jeff?
I think they kind of have to actually say you can release that if it was filmed.
I'm just saying what
I know they didn't have anything to do with this making, but I think they finally were like,
They
okay,
might have
go
given
ahead
them
and release.
permission
Yeah.
to film it there, and that'll be recognized in the credits, but they're not going to be behind it in any way.
According to this article, it says Disney had no part in the film and did not give Moore or his crew consent to film in its park.
Okay, so is this a found footage? That would make, if it was like a found footage kind of film where it's like a shaky cam like thing, that makes sense. But that's a pretty big imprint. Like, there's no way they're going to bring 100 crew members into the Disney World place, set up cameras, grip stuff, and they're like, "Are those guys supposed to be here?"
Yeah, really.
I don't know.
But yeah, it'll be
So this is video on demand?
Video on demand on October 11th is what it's saying.
I'll be missing that. Leonardo DiCaprio in the Twilight Zone. Oh, there's got to be a story there. All right.
Oh, I'm excited.
Is this a remake of the TV show or a remake of the movie?
Let's see.
Or both.
Either way, it would ultimately be a remake of the TV show, since that's what the movie
Well,
was.
that's true, too. But still, I mean, I guess what I'm asking, is this a direct remake of the movie from about 30 years ago, or is he taking stories from the original TV show that are separate from the movie?
I don't remember because I don't remember the movie or the plot. I mean, some of the plots to the shows. But I'll tell you what the film follows a test pilot who winds up breaking the speed of light. And when he pulls down his craft, he discovers that he's landed a bit late for supper, 96 years late. So he goes
that was
into
actually an
believe-
episode.
That was an episode.
So
I saw
it's
that.
about
yeah.
one of the episodes.
Dude,
Okay, so they're probably going
love-
back to some of the episodes that haven't been done and putting them into the film.
I love the Twilight Zone, man. You can make
do
100
too.
movies off of every. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they're just brilliant.
And I was a little surprised. I will say this. My favorite Twilight Zone episode is the one with Burgess Meredith.
Mm-hmm.
Time
Which
Enough
one?
at Last.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that that didn't make it into the original film was a little surprising to me.
I love the one with the old lady fighting off the little tiny aliens.
Yeah, exactly. That
That's
was
a
a good
nice
one.
little reveal at the end.
Yeah. It's pretty cool stuff. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, but Leo DiCaprio's not an actor in this?
No, he is it's his production company that's
production
making this.
company.
Why do you not like Leonardo DiCaprio, Steve?
Not a huge fan of
See,
Leonardo
I like
DiCaprio.
his stuff. It's
I mean,
good.
he's a good actor. I just hate Titanic. That's all. That's
yeah,
my only beef with him.
Titanic is terrible.
And Growing Pains.
Titanic is one of the best movies
Jack.
ever made, guys.
Jack.
Yeah, it is.
What in the world?
Jack. I've
Whatever.
said his name 500 times. Jack. Jack. Jack.
There was totally enough room for both of them.
I know, right?
She was.
All right,
selfish.
here we go. I guess we're going into the superhero part of this. Jacob, I'm going to come to you, and then David, you're on deck. Marvel characters kind of crossing over. We talked about this. Maybe X-Men characters appearing in the Avengers, something maybe similar. Now we're talking about a rebooted Fantastic Four, possibly pulling a crossover with X-Men. Can we get that to work, Jacob?
Well, Mark Miller wants it to happen. He's kind of teased, because he's working with Fox now, and he's kind of teased some things. Nothing official, but basically saying that if once they get Fantastic Four rebooted, there's a possibility on one of the future X-Men movies that they may cross over, but nothing official on that.
Nothing official yet. They keep talking about all this stuff. Why not just do it?
Yeah.
Good.
They've said they don't want to pull the X-Men movie into the Fantastic Four reboot because they want that to be its own film.
Why are they rebooting that?
I don't know.
We need time.
Yeah.
We've been hurt.
Well, I mean, they rebooted Spider-Man.
Because we want Fantastic Four, but we don't want the Fantastic Four we were given.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like I liked, honestly, the biggest thing about Spider-Man was that I didn't like that they made a new one.
The new ones were great.
I hate the new one.
I love the new one.
The new one sucks.
And also, if they go a certain amount of time without making a Fantastic Four, they'll lose the rights.
Yeah.
I guess that's
what they did with Spider-Man too. That's why they did that.
All right.
I believe.
Here's the movie that Jeff can't wait for: Guardians of the Galaxy. Getting more news about the film. David, tell us the latest. For example, we know who's going to voice Rocket Raccoon. As a matter of fact, Jeff, you probably know this.
I do.
I'm going to give you who's going to voice that, and then you tell us the rest, David. And you're not
Out
happy
of
about
all the milquetoast bland voice actors they could find, Bradley Cooper to voice Rocket Raccoon.
No,
really?
he is good, dude.
He's really good.
You
He
should
does
listen
different
to some of
voices.
his voices.
He can do it.
I
man.
have seen him perform, and unless they have dubbed him completely, I know what he sounds like.
Well, no, but he does different voices.
Okay.
Does he? Does he?
Yes.
do-
To me, you had something in your mind about what Rocket Raccoon should sound like. Who was it?
Greg Clark. He was in Slither. He was also in Super. He's worked with the director 2 times already, and I think actually he signed on for this. I'm just not sure
He
what
did.
part.
He did.
Okay.
I was hoping
What do
for
you know?
Rocket Raccoon.
All we know is he's been signed on. Greg Henry has been signed on to Guardians of the Galaxy, but they haven't released any news as far as I have seen about who he'll be playing.
And when is this supposed to come out?
Not soon enough.
Next year?
Next year.
Next year.
This sounds
I
like the
mean-
dumbest movie ever made.
I don't have a problem with
We've
Bradley.
said that before, though.
I don't have
And
a
you've
problem.
been surprised.
I've been surprised with Pac Rim a little bit, but the Rocket Raccoon is an actual character.
Yes.
Yes, he's an anthropomorphized raccoon. He's been like
I have no problem with the concept.
It's so stupid.
I don't have a problem with Bradley Cooper, but I did have my thought process was a little different on the casting. I was hoping they would go a little differently. I was thinking some more like gruff British.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
well, see, Greg Henry's very gruff American.
How are they doing this? Is it
But-
CGI in reality, or is it totally CGI?
Oh yeah, it'll have to be. I mean,
I would think it would have to be.
They
Yeah,
do a
he's-
lot of stuff practically, but
Well, I mean, is there human characters in this, or
Yes.
is it?
yeah, they're
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I will say this: I saw the Comic-Con footage with Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
It looked awesome.
Yeah. You're going to have to look that up. It's got to be on the internet somewhere, doesn't it?
You have to dig for it because they made him take it down.
Of course they did. Shocking.
They always-
All right. Well, as we're going down that road, because these guys kind of Avenger-ish, correct?
yeah,
Come on, fill me in.
Marvel
Or
Universe.
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
They're sort of a group that sort of comes together. They have adventures out in space. They didn't start out like as a team.
Mhm.
They just sort of find each other
Oh, okay.
over
They're-
time.
So we'll go to the guys that are in outer space to the guys that are here on Earth. When it comes to the Avengers, we are now hearing who's touted. This isn't confirmed. This is
Right.
rumor of who's going to be playing the role of Scarlet Witch.
Elizabeth Olsen.
I like the casting.
It's not Mary Kate or Ashley, so that's not bad.
Right.
She's the good actor out of the three.
I was going to say the one that
Right.
can act.
Is in this new Avengers, is Robert Downey Jr. coming back to play Iron Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is.
Yes.
See, at the last Iron Man, it almost seemed like he was gone for good.
No, they got him for Avengers Part 2 and Part 3, and then he's done.
Is there another Iron Man coming out, and that's in the middle of that, or are we just going to go straight from Avengers 2 to Avengers 3 without seeing another independent Iron Man?
Yeah, no more Iron Man movies.
Wow.
That we know of.
That we know of.
I don't think they should do it.
I hope they don't.
You
can
give them
always-
enough cash.
They can always go the route of the comics and have him make a cameo in an Iron Man 4, but
Yeah.
like have Rhodey being Iron Man.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you could do that. All right, here we go. Let's go to BBC America. I have to admit, I've actually been watching a pretty good bit of BBC
they're
America
great.
here lately.
Yeah.
There's a show entitled Alan Partridge, and from what I understand, Jacob, the movie version?
Yeah, they've come out with a Alan Partridge stars Steve Coogan, who's a hilarious actor, and the film opened in England on August 7th, and they had a great box office weekend that weekend, and so they're going to bring it over here to America early next year.
Now, they're going to have to do a lot of lead-in because BBC America is not a humongous network. and not a whole lot of people over here know a whole lot about Alan Partridge.
Yeah, I don't even know that they've even put Alan Partridge on BBC America. I think it's only on BBC.
Yeah. It's been. I have seen commercials for it, but doesn't mean that they're on.
I'm not sure.
I think the unfamiliarity with the character, I think, will hurt it. That's probably why they're waiting until January or February to put it out. Speaking of the Brits, Shakespeare, his plays continue to get movie renditions. We're about to get another film version of Macbeth. First of all, who's going to star in it, Jacob? And second of all, can I get a built-in interpreter when I go see this in the theater?
Probably not. I'm thrilled. I'm excited for this because I love Shakespeare stuff. But Michael Fassbender is starring in it. Originally, Natalie Portman was going to play Lady Macbeth in this. She is out now. And they have they have now cast Marion Cotillard, excuse me.
Cotillard.
Yes, I can't. I can't pronounce last names.
Yeah. My interest in this version just went up about 2,000%.
Yeah, they traded up.
Yeah, she will now be Lady Macbeth in this. So,
I don't have anything. I don't have anything against Natalie Portman, but
except her British accent. Maybe?
And
yeah, probably. Or can she keep it? What makes you different from all the other Robin Hoods? Because I can speak with a British accent.
Yeah, they're looking to have this one out end of 2014. So
a little more than a year from now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Empire Rises. At least we're getting out of the superhero genre. Don't get me wrong. I love my superheroes. Okay, but I hate to think that all we're getting is superhero films. So we're not. Something called Empire Rises. This is actually kind of a historical kind of film.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting to me. I kind of like the concept of this. It's basically about the construction of the Empire State Building, and it's basically there's an epic love triangle based around the building of, the construction of the Empire State Building.
That's actually cool.
I don't know how that's going to work. And
it could be interesting. It depends on.
I can't imagine it being historically accurate, other than
I would imagine they'll take some.
Somebody liked someone while they were building the building.
Right.
As long as we don't go over the top Titanic with, hey, we've got this great historical thing, but by the way, there's this love story that didn't really happen.
I just want like a shoot up. To happen all the way up the stairs, and then at the top, and it's like a love triangle, and one of them gets shot and falls off the top.
It's perfect.
That was King Kong.
Yes, that was King Kong.
Yeah, but not minus the gorilla, the 800,000 pound.
If they do
gorilla.
Empire Rises and they wrap up the story with the filming of King Kong, that might be kind of fun.
I might see that.
Yeah, it seems kind of interesting.
And then this year, 50th commemoration of the event. November 22nd, 1963. We're going to get a lot of looks back on the life of John F. Kennedy. And then we got a new film. It's entitled Parkland. This isn't actually the JFK assassination in the aftermath. This is a different take on the JFK assassination.
Was this one of my stories?
No, actually, I don't think it was. Ryan, I think this was you, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. The trailer is out for this film. I believe it comes out between November and December later on this year. It stars Zac Efron, Marcia Gay Harden, Paul Giamatti, among other actors. It basically tells the story of how everyone else was affected by this terrible tragedy that occurred on that fateful day. And to me, judging from the trailer, I think this looks pretty good, or maybe some Oscar bait surrounding this one, too.
I watched the trailer that you sent, and Paul Giamatti plays the role of Zapruder, Abraham Zapruder. Came up, of course, with the infamous film. I'm in for that, just to kind of get his story and see how he ended up giving that film over to the government and all that. To me, and again, this was one of the things that started to get me interested in history. This was one of the first things that I remember really being interested in about 7th grade. So, yeah, I'm in.
When is this slated again to come out?
Do we know when exactly?
I forget the exact date, but I believe it's between November and December.
Okay. So right about the time when it would be the 50th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So that would
You would
be,
think
that
it would happen
sense.
on the 22nd.
It should. Or right around the 22nd. All right, here we go. Ryan, you have found out there's going to be a sequel to the movie Now You See Me. Is everyone coming back?
Are you serious?
We're not sure how many members of the original cast are coming back, but we do know that the original director, Louis Leterrier, is going to come back to direct the sequel to that film.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
It made enough money to warrant the sequel?
I'm in.
Yeah, it made over $300 million worldwide.
It's that worldwide box
that
office.
Yeah. It must be the worldwide.
He makes Now You See Me.
Yeah.
And gets a sequel.
Yeah.
But we can't get a sequel that ties up the Incredible Hulk.
I know, we should have gotten that one.
Didn't make enough money.
That one Unleashed 2.
Such a dumb movie.
One more for you, Ryan, here before we go to break. You got me interested. I actually kind of found it interesting. Sent me a pilot or a trailer for a movie called Divergent. You think this might be a challenger to the Hunger Games. Tell me about it.
Potentially so. It's going to hit theaters everywhere on March the 21st of next year in IMAX. It stars Shailene Woodley, Kate Winslet, Maggie Q of Nikita, among many other stars. Theo James from the CBS drama series known as Golden Boy tells the story of one girl who basically everyone in the world is separated into 5 groups according to their personalities, and they find out that Shailene Wood's character, Triss, or I believe it's called Triss, I forget the name. She basically isn't thrown into any one of the 5, so she's basically a danger to everyone else. So it's a little bit of Hunger Games, a little bit of dystopian future type thriller. I think it looks pretty darn cool.
March of next year?
March 21st, actually.
Is this a single film, or is this based upon a book series?
Yes, it is. It's based upon a popular book series, yes.
Okay, so if this gets popular, we could see Divergent 2.
Potentially.
All right, we'll see how it goes. When we come back, we'll talk about the DVDs that are coming out on Tuesday and then get into some TV news. And when we come back, you're listening to the Entertainment Roundtable here, live local FM radio here, Superstation 101, WYDE. Hey, welcome back in. Entertainment Roundtable rolling on this Saturday morning. Welcome to Labor Day weekend here. As we transition over to television, we do a little stop on those Blu-rays here. Coming out on Tuesday, we mentioned it right at the end. They're going to get a sequel. Now You See Me out on DVD, and Sharknado. If you missed it when it appeared on Sci-Fi, you can now buy it and bring it home.
I think I'm
going
to
enjoy
rate
the
that
cheesy goodness.
10 out of 10. For the first time in history of any movie, I'm going to rate that one 10 out of 10.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm so excited.
You can't wait.
I'm bubbling with excitement.
Beside yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
And you can tell. You can tell the new TV season is coming out because all of the series from last year are now coming out on DVD all in the same week. So you get 2 movies, and then you get Season 8 of Criminal Minds, the last season of The Office, Season 2 of Person of Interest, Season 2 of Scandal, 3rd season of Spartacus War of the Damned, and the 4th season of Vampire Diaries. So on Tuesday, 6 different TV series come out.
I know which one Ryan's buying.
Yeah, man. Are you excited, Ryan?
For Revolution, definitely.
No, we were talking about the
Revolution's not Tuesday, though.
Actually, it is.
It is? They missed on it. My site whiffed on it. That'd be the one that I'm interested in. I would have thought you would have been in on Person of Interest.
Oh, no. I am, but I may be saving that for a Santa Claus to get it for me.
Vampire Diaries.
Gotcha. What?
Well, we're just saying Ryan's true excitement. What we hear through all the lines he's saying is Vampire Diaries.
Vampire
Diaries. Yeah, really. I don't know if anyone's really excited about that.
Some of these,
hey. DVD is a good show, man.
See?
Some of these I look at and I'm like, they've had that many seasons of this show?
I didn't realize we were up to Season 8 of Criminal Minds.
I know, seriously. That's too dark for me.
And I still don't care.
Yeah.
Moving on. Ryan, let's go to the ABC hit Sunday evening show Once Upon a Time. They continue to add characters from the fairy tale world, put them live on screen. The latest appears to be The Little Mermaid.
Yes, the iconic character known as Ariel is going to be played by Reba vet Joanne Garcia on multiple episodes of Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
Is she going to poke her lips like this?
Yes.
And bat her eyes like this?
Yeah, absolutely.
If they don't bring Sebastian in,
sure.
I'm out.
Please do.
Talking Crab would be awesome. I would watch that show.
Yeah, I would watch it.
Here's the one that gets me. You sent me the villain that they're going to bring in. We're going to ask about the guy that's portraying Jafar here in just a second. But are they bringing Aladdin along with him, or are we just getting Jafar for no reason whatsoever?
No, we're just getting Jafar right now.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that guy from Slumdog Millionaire needs to work.
Oh, is that who it is?
No, that'd be great if they did bring him.
Who
up.
is it? Who's portraying Jafar?
Oh, good Lord. If you remember the iconic... if you remember the TV show Lost, Naveen Andrews, a.k.a. Saeed, is going to be...
Wow. Okay. Well, that actually is not bad casting.
That's not at all. He was great bad,
he's
like
going to
in
be playing
Lost.
the character Jafar on the Once Upon a Time in Wonderland spin-off series.
Every time he was
is that it? It's not Once Upon a Time, it's the one in Wonderland.
Yes.
So we actually could get a chance of getting Aladdin later.
Uh-huh.
All right. The kid from Slumdog Millionaire would be a great Aladdin.
What's his name again?
He's also from Life of Pi. That kid.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Over to NBC.
And Last Airbender.
Apparently they like...
Okay, that was a terrible one, though.
Apparently they like Tina Fey. Is 30 Rock done?
Yeah, 30 Rock is done.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
But
that was a great
that
show. What is wrong with you, Steve?
Alec Baldwin. Enough said.
Alec Baldwin is
He was
awesome.
hilarious.
He was hilarious.
He may be hilarious, but he's a
Tracy
moron.
Morgan. Tracy Morgan, enough said.
Tracy Morgan is great in
You
that
guys...
show.
Alec Baldwin's a moron.
No, Alec
I can't
Baldwin
support
is
anything.
Alec Baldwin is
does.
a moron, and he embraces his sense of being a moron in that show. That's what's so funny about it.
Yeah, I just can't.
He
support
makes fun of
anything he's in.
himself.
Just can't support
Sometimes you
anything
just let your personal biases get in the way of Fantastic entertainment, Steve.
I do. Thank you. Anyway, Tina Fey apparently has liked a whole heck of a lot up there, so she's got a new deal on NBC for what?
Yes, they haven't titled this project yet, but NBC's bought this, and it's basically they've said it's going to be kind of a woman-centric show. It's going to be in the vein of Cheers, and it's a character-driven workplace comedy where a young woman in search of reconnecting with her father finds a new home and family on Fire Island.
So it's like a warped version of Carla from Cheers, then.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it
Sounds terrible.
It sounds strange.
But Tina Fey's hilarious.
Yeah, I started saying it's Tina Fey.
She might cover it. And as long as she doesn't bring Alec Baldwin back, I might check it out.
Come on, Alec Baldwin's hilarious.
He's not supposed to be in this.
Good.
They've said he's. I don't think he's signed on for this. So.
All right, I'm not.
What's in your wallet?
That man can grow a beard really fast.
Yeah.
If you've seen that commercial.
Wow.
No one else gets that. Okay,
that's
cool.
right. Yeah, I got it. Beard growing contest. Over on Fox, the following brought back for another season with that new case, some ties to the previous one, I'm sure. We're going to get new cast members. One of them already announced. Ryan, who is it? Where might we have seen them?
Yes, Keith Carradine is going to be playing the role of Barry, a trusted friend of Agent Ryan Hardy, played by 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Okay, is that it?
Also, we have from SVU a veteran, Connie Nielsen, as Lily Gray, who plays a Soho art dealer who is in trouble, maybe a potential love interest for Agent Ryan Hardy.
You got a question, Jeff.
Oh, never mind. I was mistaken her with Connie Britton, correct, who was on Nashville and was on American Horror Story. 2 Connies don't make it right.
Yeah, Connie Nielsen, you said?
2 Connies don't make it right.
Yes, Connie Nielsen from SVU, yeah.
There you go. Over to CBS, Hawaii 5-0. Let's face it, everyone loves to go to the Hawaiian Islands, so stunt casting is all over the place. Recognizable names heading to the island. Tell me about Danny's mom, Ryan.
Yes, sir. It's going to be, what is it? Carol Burnett, I believe, is going to play her mother, and then Shy McBride is going to play a role of a SWAT team commander.
Oh, so that could be a recurring role.
Potentially, yes.
Cool. Like that. CBS doing the long-running procedural drama CSI, the original version, the only one left, celebrating its 300th episode this season. They got some casting news, too. Talk to me about who's coming back. There's a celebration for the 300th episode, right?
Yes, they're going to bring up a case that has haunted the team for 14 years, and Marge Hellenberger, a.k.a. Catherine Willows, is going to return for that particular episode.
But they're also missing one actor for a while? What's the deal?
Yes, George Eads, who plays Nick Stokes. He'll be in the first 3 episodes of this respective season. Then he's going to exit in the 4th, and they're going to explain his absence because, unfortunately, he got into a little bit of a fight with one of the writers of the show, so he's going to take half the season off and then come back later on.
We'll see if you can play well with others when you come back.
Yeah.
Over to
Go
CW.
sit in the corner.
Yeah, really. Over to CW, the show Arrow about to experience something of a spin-off, I guess. The Flash set to debut in 2015, but they're going to set it up this season. David?
Yeah, there's word that the 2nd season of Arrow starting this fall will feature The Flash, the Barry Allen version, in 3 episodes.
Okay. And I guess that'll be kind of the setup for when they debut the new show? Sort of?
I suppose so. I mean, that seems
early.
I really dig that show. Arrow.
I dig the show, yeah, but it seems early to introduce the character that you're not going to bring out in his own show until 2015.
Well, we gave him a little time to, 3 episodes this season, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 next season.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. And then you got casting news about an actress for the role of Sin.
Yeah, they're going to be introducing...
What's your face?
I lost
my place, man.
I lost it. Yeah, I don't have it.
You know where you went.
Just make something up. No one will know.
He's the one that gave it to me, but yet he's lost.
Yeah, I lost
Jessica
it. Sorry.
Alba. Moving on.
It's, she hasn't
Sheila
been in
Johnson.
anything, so it doesn't really matter.
Miley Cyrus.
She hasn't been on anything else.
That was
really,
good.
But it doesn't matter.
Miley Cyrus,
I acknowledge
that'd be
that.
Scary. Ryan, over to TNT and cable and Major Crimes. This show, apparently they like it a lot. Getting an extension?
Yes, sir. They renewed it for another season consisting of 15 episodes, debuting in the summertime.
All right. That should be interesting. Her career going down, appear to mirror the ending of the pay cable show Eastbound and Down, so how appropriate that the end of that show would coincide with the guest starring Jacob of who?
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan is going to be playing in the series finale of Eastbound and Down. She's been booked. She's going to play one of the show's characters' daughters in a wedding scene set many years in the future. Don't know exactly which character, but come on, that's going to be Kenny Powers. It's got to be Kenny Powers.
Got to be.
So
wow.
How did she get a job?
I don't know.
Because she's just that much of a train wreck that she fits in with Eastbound and Down. I've seen 2 episodes, and I'm like, dude, this is just a mess of a show.
Yeah, that entire episode, she will think she's at a real wedding, so they can.
Yeah, that's the only way.
She was in a drunken dream.
Someone's gonna have to propose to her, Start dating her like now.
All right, Sly Stallone, Rambo, maybe to television. David, seriously?
Yeah, I don't even.
Why?
They're not saying whether he's going to be in the show full time or not, but it looks like he'll be reprising the role for a number of episodes, possibly. But they don't have a deal with anyone.
I think I saw, and I may be wrong on this, like I say, because I don't have that story pulled up. I think I saw where they had confirmed that he would not be in it.
Really?
But I don't quote me on that because I don't have that story in front of me.
Oh, that's okay. Isn't he trying to make 5 other Expendable films?
Yeah, sure.
What's it gonna?
Only when he can work it out in his own time.
Little John Rambo Jr. walking the earth, having adventures.
Maybe maybe Vin Diesel will come back for it.
Hey, there you go.
But
played by Shia LaBeouf.
That's been pretty.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
So
yes.
Oh, we've been playing around with these roundtable topics here for a little while,
and I may be wrong on that still.
Shia LaBeouf walking the earth, having adventures, getting beat up all the time.
It's interesting. I mean, when you think about this year so far, and I know that you don't have the number sitting in front of you, but when you think we've been talking about flops here recently, and it seems like we've gone downhill since The Lone Ranger, but we're still on pace for a record-breaking year, despite all that, because we've had some pretty big hits earlier on in this year. And then when you look forward to the wintertime, we've got some. And Ryan, you've kind of been looking out at some of the movies that are coming out in the future. You've got a list of movies, Josh, that you want to go see. So here towards the end of all year that could break all of the records, what do we still have coming out here towards the end? I mean, we've got the infamous ones. I mean, we know that The Hobbit's coming out. We know that Hunger Games Catching Fire is coming out. Ryan, what are some of the others?
Well, besides those, the only one I could think of, at least it's on my list, because I don't have that report that you're talking about in front of me. I mean, Thor 2 is going to electrify everybody.
Thor 2 is coming out, that's right.
Thor 2.
I have a list. I was prepared.
Yeah.
Starts out with Saving Mr. Banks, the story of Walt Disney.
Yes.
Acquiring the famous movie, the rights to the famous movie, Mary Poppins.
And I will say this. We were talking earlier about The Butler getting a whole lot of Oscar buzz. I'd be surprised if this doesn't get a whole lot of Oscar buzz.
Tom Hanks.
What I'm hearing right now so far, critics are all about this film.
Oh, it's going to be great. And this is a great story, and I'm a Disney nerd, so I've been looking forward to it for a while. Starring Tom Hanks as Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Next is Anchorman 2 on my list.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
All about it.
I am so excited.
I mean, even artistically, let's face it, this thing is not going to get any Oscar buzz.
Not at all.
But it's going to be hilarious.
But we're going to love it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you know, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I don't know. Hopefully it won't be like a Blues Brothers 2000 type of thing.
That would be terrible. The next on my list would be Walter Mitty. It looks interesting. I'm not completely sold on it.
I like it. I like the idea.
I watched the teaser of it, and I read the description. It's Ben Stiller. It's also directed by Ben Stiller. I like movies that are directed by Ben Stiller. The Watch was not directed by Ben Stiller. He just acted in it, and
and he regrets it.
And I'm sure he regrets it because it was stupid. But like movies like Tropic Thunder, Dodgeball, these are great films.
And keep in mind, and Jacob didn't realize this. This is based upon. Is it a short story or is it an actual book?
Short story.
It's a short story. I thought it was a short story.
It looks
it's
very
worth reading.
original.
It's worth reading.
Original.
It's barely based on the short story.
Okay, so next, this is my oddball. This is my weird taste coming out. Like my Jeff side kicking in.
Okay, so this is your version of Terrence Malick.
Yes, that would be Robert Rodriguez in Machete. This is the second Machete film.
Machete Dos.
And I'm more excited because of all the terrible people that are in it. Mel Gibson, Charlie Sheen.
Who plays, by the way,
Lindsay Lohan.
The President.
Lady Gaga. I mean, this cast is loaded with disaster. And it's just, I want to see how Robert Rodriguez twists this messed up world that he's created.
Okay, so you want to see this. Anybody else in on Machete 2? Jeff.
I want to see Machete Kills.
Ryan.
No way in heck.
David.
I will see it.
Jacob.
Probably not.
Oh, good. So Jacob and I are the only rational people in the room then.
I don't think I can do it. I really don't.
Come on, Mel Gibson in a Robert Rodriguez film? That's
Charlie Sheen as the president. It's bad enough we got the guy in the White House that we got now.
It's not Charlie Sheen, it's Carlos Estevez.
Yeah, whatever.
And Lady Gaga is making an acting appearance. Just brilliant.
This just might be enough to make the world explode.
See, I have to see this because it's just like how I have to see like the bodies after a bad wreck on the interstate. You know, I'm like craning my neck to watch
You're the
it.
one.
But I drive fast, though, so it doesn't matter.
He causes them. Then next on my list would be, obviously, probably everyone in this room agrees, The Hunger Games. I'm very much looking forward to this.
Is there any? Okay, let me ask this question: is there anybody that doesn't want to see this?
I haven't seen the first one, so I don't really know.
Oh, come on, go watch it.
You gotta see the
That's
first one.
awesome.
No, take off work and watch it.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
You're off today. Go rent it.
I'm not off today.
Yes, you are. Go watch The Hunger Games.
Go rent it.
now.
We've all just let you off.
Yeah, we're giving you the excuse right now. You're
Philip
off today.
Seymour Hoffman, I'm a big fan. Just watch The Master.
Yeah.
Not as big a fan of that movie. Profoundly odd. But that's very ADD of me to mention that when I'm in this list.
I do like Hoffman.
Okay, so then the last movie on my list that I'm really looking forward is The Wolf of Wall Street. So what the director's name is slipping me right now, but he did Departed.
You mean Martin Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese. Yes, I'm a big fan of all his films.
Yeah.
And this one, the trailer looks odd. I'm in for the ride though.
Okay.
So
I have 3 that I'd like to add to that.
Yeah.
That I'm kind of interested in. Number 1 is Don John with.
Oh yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, it's his directing.
directed.
Scarlett Johansson's in it and stuff.
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Weird.
It looks interesting to me.
It's weird.
I'm interested.
Weird could be interesting.
This one, I'm not sure if it's coming out this year, but I've seen trailers for it. I think it's coming out this year.
Yeah, it is.
Captain Phillips.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it comes out.
Tom Hanks
looks
is in that
very
one, too.
good. Yeah, speaking of Tom Hanks. And the third one, I cannot remember the name of it, but
What's it
I've
about?
seen it. It's about. I actually think it looks good. It's about the British guy who can time travel, and Rachel McAdams is in it because if you're going to have a movie with a time traveler, if you have a movie with a time traveler, you've got to star Rachel McAdams as the love interest.
Yeah, it's not.
But I cannot remember the name of that.
Anything you're looking forward to that we haven't mentioned?
Gravity.
Gravity.
So looking forward to
That's
Gravity.
another one.
Ender's Game.
Ender's Game.
There's another one.
Really, everybody else is. I'll be repeating.
The one that hasn't been mentioned, and it's only because of the fact that I'm just such a humongous Tolkien fan, is I'm going to go back in for The Hobbit.
Sure.
I was a little underwhelmed by the first one, but I'm coming back for the second one.
I thought somebody said The Hobbit. That's why
I didn't say The Hobbit. I did not.
That's the one that I think I would add to it. But I mean, you think about all of these films, all of these big name. It would take a couple of really monumental flops for this year not to break some records because, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I want to say we're getting close to 10 films that have broken 200 million already this year. And when you think of those films that we got coming out, Hunger Games, Ender's Game, I think probably has a really good chance at it. Hobbit probably going to get there. There are several films in here I think that could really easily put us well over the $200 million mark. Last year we had 12 of them. This year we could see, I don't know, maybe 13 or 14 and break all the records when it comes to that. But when you look ahead, is this year the benchmark, or are we looking ahead at 2015 and saying 2015 is going to be the monster to beat all monsters?
It's going to break everyone's bank, and I'm going to spend all my money because there are so many epic films hitting 2015, man.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yep.
2015 just looks amazing in it. I hate to say it. We're kind of, quote-unquote, half overlooking 2014, but I think 2015 is the next big one because we're hearing so much about all the stuff that's coming out then. We're not hearing hardly anything about this.
When I was young, my mother used to say, "Don't wish your life away," but I'm totally wishing my life away.
Come
right
on! Let's get through 2014 so we can get to 2015. Jeff, thank you very much for running the board. We appreciate it.
You got it, fellas.
Ryan, thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you again 1 week from today.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for having me on the show. You guys take care and don't work too hard.
We'll do it. Have a very happy and safe Labor Day weekend. David, Jacob, thank you very much for what you do. And Josh, coming in, thank you so much. Looking forward to working with you on Tuesday as there's more work to be done on Mom's Night Out.
I'm excited.
Happy Labor Day weekend to you all. May God bless you, and may God bless these United States of America.
WIDE-FM Coleman, WDJC HD3 Birmingham. This is Superstation 101.